back to someone, so I apologize. I just want to know where this is simulcast. I didn't expect such a great crowd. But bear with me, there's a lot of people here that I'd like to recognize, and I really do appreciate seeing so many family, and friends out here tonight. Senator O'Toole, Assemblyman Romana, Colonel Fuentes, Chief Hunter, Judge Freed, Judge Cordino, former mayors Gene Liss and Jan Sandry, former freeholder Mike Mecca, former Assemblyman Paul DiGaetano, Total Mayor John Coro, I think is back there somewhere. Sheriff Spezial, I see him smiling in the back, he must have just got here. Former Mayor Casey Castelleggio from Ringwood, an old friend. Little Falls Chairwoman Jamie Alfano and former Chairman Frank Licio. And the best float maker of Passaic County, my brother-in-law, Bob DeVito. First, let me say thank you to everyone who has supported me and believed in me during the many months that have preceded us here tonight. A special thank you to my family who put up with the many hours away from home, especially to my wife, Vilma, who became a campaign widow early in the race. Someone that has always stood by me in all my career and personal endeavors. To my daughter Dominique and her friends who went door to door, made signs, answered phones, and especially made me laugh, thank you. And thank you to both of my sons who, from far away, different state, a different country, offered words of encouragement and, believe it or not, kept me abreast of all those inspiring and truly factual-based comments on the forum. Thank you very much. I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to a great running mate that I look forward to working with over the next 4 years, Lou Fontana. I especially enjoyed going door to door with Lou, his daughter Monica, and his son Guy during the campaign. I'm not sure that they really understood why we were knocking on all those doors, but we had a good time doing it, and I think that's really what it all boils down to. One last thank you to someone who is not here up with us tonight, which made our victory a little bittersweet. Diane Murphy did not win a spot on the council, but certainly won a spot in our hearts. As a caring and genuine candidate that made a commitment, followed through, and gave it her all. My family and hers have been friends for a long time, and I am proud that through this campaign, it has only strengthened that bond. Her passion did not go unnoticed, and I look forward to working with her in the future. Tonight, I have begun to make the change that I promised you I would implement, based on the same beliefs I campaigned under. Leadership means having the courage to make change. Vision means breaking away from the norm and establishing a new paradigm, encouraging input and growth. Accountability means working together towards one common goal as a team above self-interests. Some of these decisions are not just the savings of dollars, but also the redirection of attitudes and personal responsibility and a new sense of ownership. Change is not always accepted, but over time assimilated into our everyday routine that enables us to grow and get the job done. I do not believe in change for the sake of it, but believe by moving forward, we must also not lose sight of the responsibility that has been bestowed upon us. I know that I was elected to implement that change, and I will not shy away from the responsibility. Progress has already started in the few short weeks since the election. I've had several meetings with our architect and construction manager, professionals who were chosen by this council to work with and oversee this project. I've established a subcommittee of professionals to provide a user's input into the design and building of our new justice complex. I'm proud to announce that I have the concurrence of both Chief Hunter and Judge Cordino regarding a building design that will now provide the adequate space needed for our police and court personnel, taking into consideration the possible need for expansion in the future. A design that will utilize some of the current space in this very room, as well as the modification of the design and use of this very building. And just as importantly, a design that has the potential to save us at first look an estimated $750,000. At the same time, I've already begun the process to further professionalize our police department and have had preliminary talks with representatives of CALEA, a nationally recognized police accreditation association. Scheduling will be viewed, and I expect to implement a new staffing module that will significantly reduce overtime costs that are now unacceptable. Many regular appointments, often taken for granted, are on hold, pending evaluation. Following that evaluation, if adjustments are needed, they will be made. Personnel will be asked to embrace my plan and work together. I'm confident they will share this vision. I will seek to reconfigure our table of organization and provide direct reporting responsibilities to my office. Each and every department will be expected to do all they can for our residents, the ultimate customers we work for. I will insist that those interactions are done with respect and dignity. I will also seek out the opinions and recommendations of our employees, since they have the bird's eye view of how things are done. Over the next 2 weeks, as I prepare a budget that will be submitted to the council for approval, each department will need to justify their expenses rather than expect the money to be appropriated. As I've stated before, I will begin in earnest a search for outside source funding by hiring a grant writer, not as a full-time employee, but as someone who knows and understands our township. One that will do the very best they can to help us obtain our fair share of federal and state monies to alleviate our burdens, resources that we have failed to capitalize on in the past. As I promised, I will embrace the volunteer spirit in town and make the many individuals that want to simply do good for our town welcome. I will reestablish the Recreation Commission and commit to upgrading our facilities. Participation is not an option, and all of these efforts will be a combined, nonpartisan undertaking of employees and volunteers alike. In a few weeks, I will schedule our first town hall meeting with our Office of Emergency Management as promised and prepared as best we can for the upcoming spring. I've reached out to the school boards of both districts and pledged to work with them for the good of all our children. I will see that our township website is interactive and will provide the information that you as residents deserve. I will also mandate that many quality of life issues raised during the campaign are addressed. As you can see, we have many plans that cannot be accomplished individually, but only through the combined work of all those involved. Perhaps one of our greatest presidents of our time, Ronald Reagan, said, "Surround yourself with the best people you can find, delegate authority, and don't interfere." My pledge is that I will lead this township for the good of us all. I know that together, in a bipartisan effort, we can make a difference. Thank you, and God bless you.
I always have these hard acts to follow when it comes to remarks. I'd like to start by thanking you.